Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark. Right now, it's just us two. My name is Josiah, and I am joined with Ted.
Giuseppe. I've always liked the name Giuseppe. I don't know why.
Giuseppe?
Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Jasper.
Those J names. You know?
Yeah, I went to school with a guy named Jasper. Jasper Giacalone.
Oh, Giacalone.
Giacalone. Huh. Jasper Giacalone. I was always jealous of that name. I don't know why.
Huh.
Because my name's not cool. I mean,
you don't have a whole other flourish at the end of your name. You know, there's nothing else that you can pull out. Like, no, my name is Jacksonian. You must
Jacksonian.
You need to recognize.
Yes. I have a boring. It's not a boring. It's just a complicated. You know, it's a great name up in Pennsylvania. I've said before, but anywhere else people go.
Really?
It has too many letters.
Oh, you mean your last name?
My last name. Well, yeah.
Gotcha.
If you throw
it, I was really scratching my head about your first name. I'm like, how is anyone not understanding how to say your name? So
no, it's Glattfelter, and then of course the middle name you put in Llewellyn.
So much fun.
I don't know what that.
Call me JL.
Yeah, call me JL. No, call me Jasper Giacalone.
You know, Jack. And then your last two initials are LG. You could be called Jack Large.
Jack Large.
Yeah.
That could be my porn name.
well, welcome, Chris.
What do you think? What do you think?
Sorry about that, boys.
We just discovered Jack's porn name, which is Jack Large. So, if you take the last two initials of his name,
Jack Largefelter.
Ooh, even better. This is why.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why you guys keep me around.
It's
of course, some people might think I'm just a sexual harasser.
I mean,
sure.
Largefelter.
Yeah, Largefelter.
You got to be careful where where you're using that.
Right, Felter. I barely knew her.
Yeah.
I have a student this year with your name, and so it was kind of one of those like, oh, okay. Got your name locked in, because if you know someone that already has that name and you have a student as a teacher, you're kind of like, it's almost easier. It's like Jack.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were talking to, me or Chris. I didn't know.
I was being largely vague. Large Jackfelter is Randy's suggestion here in the chat, which is why we keep you in the chat. No, I kid. Randy. Randy is probably actually the only person joining us in the chat, so I should probably not shit on him.
and it's not gonna be. He'll be asleep in a little bit. So
right. Well, Randy, I have good news. I started to watch a show that I think I'm pulling your leg about. Nope, I didn't start watching Northern Exposure, but maybe soon I will. Okay.
What channel is Northern Exposure?
I think it's on Prime. Right.
It's funny because I've seen bits and pieces of it, but it was something I was never home or.
I watched it back in the day. I mean, I didn't watch like every single episode, but I definitely did catch it. And I remember like there's the bar owner, so I'm in season 3. So you're in a rewatch, Randy. Okay. I
had a crush on the lead.
The lead male. I was right. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Him too. Hey, we're an equal opportunity crusher.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, she was and then the girl was her last name was Gibb. She was married to the older guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? He was Mark's dad on ER. Anthony, Goose's dad.
Okay. Chris is either checking this or checking something else.
No, I'm lost. I'm not even checking it.
Oh, he's on Lost. Okay.
No, yeah, there you go.
So it was Geary, not Gibbs. Is that what I had the G right?
Well,
spot on.
The G is spot on. One little bit of trivia that I didn't realize.
It's kind of hard to find every once in a while, though.
Sometimes you gotta be trying to find it. So it's like
Sometimes it's like Narnia. You got to go a different way.
a lot of times, hey, I
Yeah.
got to get some sleep. So
Miami Mike is in the chat. So
Anthony
Miami Mike. Who else? I haven't even looked at the chat yet. Who's there? We got
This is it.
Randy. Randy and
This-
Mike. Hey,
yeah.
welcome.
You never know. You never knew who else was going to show up. But weird fact that I learned about the kid from Goonies. Damn it, what is this? Thank you, Sean Astin.
You're
I wanted
welcome.
to say Sean Astin, but I was like, am I wrong? Is it Aston Martin?
It's Astin, not Aston.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't
It's
realize
Rudy.
that he as a child actor, his parents. I didn't realize he had like Hollywood royalty parents.
yeah,
His
Well, I mean,
mom-
his mom is Hollywood royalty. His biological father is who knows.
but
who it is.
he said that he was been raised by
he was raised.
yeah. So
well, he has his last name,
yeah, he does. So
John Astin.
John Astin,
Astin.
yeah.
and who's his mom?
Patty Duke,
Patty Duke.
a child actress who back in those days they didn't have the laws that they do now. I mean,
Oh no,
geez, they basically double filmed her for every episode. They had to double film Patty Duke. I mean, think about the hours that she spent. Like, so
because it was Cousins. That was what was the name of the show?
it's
Cousins.
the Patty Duke show, right?
No, I
Was it
thought
called
she
the
had a show where she had like a twin, right?
Yeah,
cousin?
they looked like.
Was it the Patty Duke show?
Yeah,
Identical cousins. That's a song. That's
right. That's.
I do
that's what-
apologize, Jack, but I didn't watch the Patty Duke show.
I
didn't
definitely.
watch it, I didn't watch it live. I think I saw it on reruns.
I definitely caught it on Nick at Night. So, the
I probably
the
caught it at
Patty Duke-
XCTV6 in San Diego. That was
Sexy
his
TV 6. Is that what you just said?
XCTV6. It was
Oh.
the first independent station in San Diego back in the 70s, 60s, 70s.
Before my time.
Yeah. But they would show Hazel and
Oh, sure.
because especially like the Watergate hearings were going on in the
Sherry's
74.
Welcome, Sherry.
You
Well,
figure out the
anyway.
name of the show?
Was I supposed to be?
I thought you were looking it up.
I got distracted. I got
Patty-
distracted on looking at Patty Duke series,
Ayo.
So,
Patty Duke
And-
show.
So while you guys are figuring that shit out,
Mhm.
so I decided to go back and try to watch
105
the movie
episodes.
that the
Yeah.
Gentleman TV show is based on.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What?
I clicked the wrong. I was looking for the.
So I went back and I started watching the Guy Ritchie movie, The Gentleman, which is what the TV show is based on.
Oh, okay.
I haven't finished it yet, but very good, very very good. It's very very Guy Ritchie, super fucking Guy Ritchie. The lead characters are Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, Miami Mike. We are reaching out to the youngins here
Yeah, right. Some Patty
with the Patty Duke.
lead
show.
cast is Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell. What's his name? Who's the British actor that got caught with a transvestite hooker?
Oh, Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good. I actually. And the dude from Sons of Anarchy too.
And he was dating. What's her name at the time?
Okay.
I don't know.
Elizabeth Hurley.
How much? Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
How
just
much
didn't-
must that
she just
suck?
didn't-
How much must that suck to live your life knowing that some dude outside of Boston only knows you as the guy that got caught with a transvestite hooker?
I think there's a lot of people that know him as that guy.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm getting at. But like that's
Sure.
like what he's known for. That sucks. But his role in this movie is I guess I'm not much of a Hugh Grant, follower, but
Okay.
it's a different type of role than I've ever seen him play.
So not like
he doesn't play a dick.
No, he's kind of a dick.
Oh, okay.
So he's not acting.
It's not the rom-com. It's not the
right.
rom-com.
Yeah. It's pretty good. So I haven't finished it yet, but I plan to probably watch a little bit.
Is that on a
my
streaming
flight tomorrow?
service?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yep.
Oh, it is on Netflix. So you can
It
watch.
is. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Because I just finished.
I
I just
two more
finished
episodes.
the show. Okay,
Oh, you did.
I got 2 more to go.
two
Okay.
more to go. It's good.
And Matt,
Good.
did
Finished it strong.
you feel like you were fulfilled in watching?
Yeah,
the
no,
entire
it finished it
series?
strong. I
Good.
enjoyed it. I liked all of the characters. It makes me want to go and watch other Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah.
So, and
I mean,
I
they're
like
all
the-
in it.
I like the tone, the pace, the music. Like the energy or the vibe. It's different. It's different than other shows. Which
Well, the comedy too is there, but it's it's not forced comedy. It's just things that are going on where
for sure. And humorous situations or just kind of odd, like pairings or just I don't want to talk about any of the other characters or like some of the twists and turns until Jack finishes it. But
That's fair.
For anybody else that's curious about the show though, worth a watch on
Yeah.
Netflix if you're
Chris was
a
right.
gentleman
It's
on
very
Netflix.
good.
And I
So-
found that one by accident, right? Because
Mm.
going back to last week, Nick was revealed the fact that he was telling me about the other gentleman. Something
Yeah,
about
the
movie.
gentleman from Moscow.
Yeah. And
Yep.
I ended up watching this one. Miami Mike in the chat says that Snatch is a pretty good Guy Ritchie movie. Yes, it
Pretty
is.
good. It's
Pretty
pretty
good.
good. And the
Yeah.
I don't
soundtrack
think I've
is
ever seen
also I
Oh,
would say
really? Snatch is great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say it's more than pretty good. I think it's a great movie.
Who's in it?
we
what's his
were
name?
being semi sarcastic about the
what's his
Brad
name?
Pitt for one.
Brad Pitt.
But also Christopher Eccleston is in it. It's like one of the early movies that he's
Is
in.
Patty Duke in it?
She is not.
No.
She's not. And nor is
Lock,
Sean
Stock, and
Astin.
Two Smoking Barrels. If you haven't seen that movie, is fucking.
Oh
excellent.
yeah, that's good too. Mhm. Yep.
I
I
never
think
saw
I've
The
seen- I
Man
think
from
I've seen that
Uncle.
one.
That was the most more recent one.
Yeah, I did.
I saw the TV show.
Yeah.
But both Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, and then I think watching some of those two would definitely give you
Laughing
that.
at Randy, and you were right. That was she had her cousin.
That's what I thought. I mean,
Right.
where is this mind coming from? Like, it's
Holy
like,
shit!
what do I have
He
to
wrote.
do? Like,
He
be like-
co-wrote the fucking Will Smith Aladdin movie.
Really?
Yeah,
We know
Weird.
who's on an IMDb deep dive right now.
I am there.
Is he admitting that?
He is. He's admitting.
I'd
Which
be like-
Aladdin?
Can I take this out?
My brother actually really liked the live action Aladdin. He really
Really?
enjoyed it. Yeah. So
I was watching
thought
The
it was-
Lion King today.
mhm.
Just keep the grandkids quiet. And
The live action one or the
no,
cartoon?
no, the original.
Never saw the
The
live
original.
action one.
No, I never.
It's
I
not
just-
bad.
The
It's
quote-unquote
it's
live action one.
John Favreau.
I'm like,
John
yeah.
do we need?
So-
Did we need one? No.
It's no, you didn't. And there are some scenes that are kind of like, huh? But I thought it flowed pretty well, So, but,
I still don't believe the part where the animals come to greet the new, little, what's his name, Simba.
oh,
Because
sure,
the lions
Lion King.
would just eat the giraffes and stuff like that. They wouldn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking about the Lion King. I didn't watch the live action Lion King. I was thinking of Jungle Book. So sorry, different animal.
They had a
story
live.
than-
Oh, that's right. They did have a live Jungle Book.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of. That's
You
the
know what
one
they
by
should just
Jon
do instead of
Favreau.
doing a live one? Just show the old cartoon. Just saying.
Baloo was the best, man.
Or come up with something new.
Was that Bill Murray? Didn't he do the
He
voice?
did.
Yeah. Mhm.
I never
Um,
saw that though.
I
I'm
never
talking.
saw it.
I was referencing the original.
I've been having a hankering for some
Cheese.
Life Aquatic with Steve
little
Zissou.
Zissou action.
Yeah, that soundtrack is freaking amazing as well. You can't practically find it anywhere, but really good, really great soundtrack.
Mm.
I watched a documentary. Did I talk about this last week? I watched a Becoming Cousteau documentary. Did I
No.
share that with you guys?
If you did, I wasn't listening.
Okay, well, it's on Disney Plus. It's a National Geographic documentary
watch
about
him all the
Jacques
time.
Cousteau. Not a bad watch. You know, if you're curious about Cousteau, if you grew up watching that,
I grew up
his
watching
show,
him.
well, you'll get a good background on like how, I mean, he invented the aqualung, so and he helped protect Antarctica in the last
band.
kind of He's pretty
This is on Disney Plus, you said?
Disney Plus. I learned a lot of things that I
So
didn't
many
know about
shows
him
I got to catch up with.
because, and I mean, this is just a documentary movie or what have you, but it was kind of interesting, like learning about his missteps, his like, I mean, at one point in time, he thought people should live underwater, in these like biodomes or whatever. And then, later he comes to the conclusion, like, no, we're fucking up the oceans, like pretty early on, like in the like late 60s, 70s. He's like, yeah, all that work that I've been doing for the petroleum companies. Yeah. I think I fucked up. And so he starts to realize
because he was French,
some of the, yeah, he was French. Interesting how he became a diver too. So anyway, worth a watch.
If they did have underwater domes, would either one of you live in it?
No.
Just for like a week. Would you go down there for like a week?
After that Titanic sub thing, I'm good. I'm good. I'll watch the documentary.
I'm a landlubber.
Yeah. I'd rather spend the money and get some of those goggle headsets that Chris has and just watch underwater stuff on one of those.
Yeah, I can do that.
So is it more of a fear thing or just something that
a living thing?
The amount of shit that could go wrong is like massive.
I'm just also I'm not built for that.
Like, I mean, granted, it's not the same thing, but how about those poor bastards up in space right now?
I know, yeah.
Like they're stuck.
Randy says he'd do a couple nights of Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, I misread that. Misread that.
I don't know.
I think underwater would be kind of scary.
Yeah.
I think I'd go in a sub though. I'd go in a submarine.
Yeah, sure. If it's well oiled.
Shit free.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to.
I'm talking about a good submarine, not the cheap thing, the Titanic one.
Matt Treese in the chat said, I think it's weird that now most young people's only familiarity with Cousteau is the French narrator on SpongeBob. 2 hours later.
SpongeBob.
Head on down to Rapture. That's a nice reference there. That's BioShock, one of the best video games ever written, in my opinion. BioShock.
Okay.
And it takes place underwater in a place not unlike what you're speaking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a connection there.
If I knew that it was safe, perhaps I would spend a couple nights, like as Randy said, but I don't know how far down am I going?
I'm just saying underwater. Maybe it's like 50 feet, 100.
I don't want to get the bends. I mean, unless it's like Radiohead,
underwater hatch, deep.
Yeah, something like that. Where Charlie is able to swim down. The heroin addict can swim down there than anyone can, right? And he doesn't. I don't swim. And everyone goes, he's swimming. He said he doesn't
swim. Well. Yeah, that's true. It's a technicality. I don't swim. He had a fear that he would die one day swimming. Well, it came true. Well, it's like a La Bamba backstory there. Like he was like Richie Valens, he was like, he knew he'd die in a plane crash. Anyway, don't know where I'm going with that.
La Bamba. That's a good movie, by the way.
Yeah.
It was Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
So I'm hopping on a jet plane tomorrow morning.
To Georgia?
First, I'm dropping my son off for his first day of kindergarten, and then I'm hopping on a plane.
First day of kindergarten already? Wow.
Yeah, tomorrow. We had
skating.
My daughter had her first day of school today.
Staggered it.
Yeah, and then kindergarten starts tomorrow, and then they're off makes no fucking sense.
Well, for
Welcome back. Here's your
Monday
first
and
day.
Friday schools are closed, so they're not going to go back until
Friday.
Tuesday.
Our schools aren't closed on Friday. I still have
Friday,
Monday.
Friday and Monday.
Monday I get off, but Friday, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's a bonus.
Schools
Labor
being
Day
off,
they
I
get.
get days off. So
right. So yes, we're dropping a little guy off for his first day of school, and then we're shipping on out of here, heading out to the good old Pacific Northwest.
Nice.
Flying to Seattle, and then driving out to George, Washington.
George, Washington.
In Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. Smack dab in the middle between Spokane and Seattle.
Is he nervous about going?
Okay, I know where you're.
Jackson is not nervous. No, we went to his like an orientation today. It's like an hour-long thing. Which, by the way, elementary schools, HVAC systems are not built for 25 kids and their parents. I sweat through my shirt like, oh, it was so gross. And I was like looking around, like I wasn't the only one. Like, you know, like all the parents, like mom's boobs sweat just popping out. I'm like, nah, all right, I feel better. But we had his orientation.
Might be better if we sweat together.
Yeah, right. But you know, he's excited, man. Like, he's actually really super excited for it, which is a good thing. And then,
so he's met the teacher and all that stuff.
Yeah, we did that. We did that today.
We didn't do that when I was a kid. They just threw us into the class.
No, yeah, they just dropped us off and was like, you know, figure it out. But no, he's
watch
excited.
out for this guy. He's older than you.
I'm excited that I no longer have to pay this fucking daycare bill. And
that's I know Jay and Colleen were happy when that.
Oh, Jack's looking forward to it too.
My God. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, because these kids move on. Because Hayden, he was born like 10 days too late to go to kindergarten this year. Even though
really?
like, go talk to the school. He's fine. He's going to spend another year on. He's doing pre-K this year. I go. Because Ava went into first grade, and then I went to go pick her up yesterday, and she wasn't there. I'm like going, where's she at? Because you have carpool lane where you get in the carpool lane, or they have what they call walkers.
Yeah.
I said, did someone tell her to look at the flowers? So I'm starting to panic. And I go running in there. They go, oh, they had her down as a carpool person. So she was sitting in the class. And but I did like the fact that the guy that, even though he saw me all last year, he did ask Ava when I went to the thing, is this your grandpa? And she goes, yeah. So I go, yeah, I guess. And then she went. One I got. Yeah, she wouldn't hold my hand because I said, well, we're walking with it. She goes, do I have to hold your hand? I go, yes, you have to hold my hand.
Yeah.
I guess she's getting too big to hold Papa's hand.
Oh yeah.
I'm in first grade now. Yay me.
Right.
Anyway, so Hayden got screwed. So Ava will be in second grade because Hayden wants to go. He wants to go to kindergarten. He doesn't want to go to.
Yeah, Jackson's pretty stoked for it. You know, like I think that because his sister, she's gone through this school already, and like he kind of like sees through the peripheral of like what the school is all about. So he's super excited to be a big kid now. Again, I'm excited not to pay for his daycare anymore. And actually, maybe even more. Like, this sounds so minuscule, but like it's such a fucking pain in the balls of like preparing his lunch every day. I fucking hate doing it so much.
So you don't think you're gonna have to do it with school?
No, they give free lunches to our kids in Massachusetts schools.
Okay.
So I mean, he might not want to eat certain things. I'll have to pack him a lunch maybe once a week or whatever. But like, just ship him off. They give him breakfast if he wants it, and lunch if he needs it. So,
right.
Really?
Yeah. Our schools here do that too. That the morning, like any kid that needs a morning lunch, and then even
the breakfast
summer.
is like a grab and go. You can go and grab like a bagel or a sandwich or some fruit or whatever, bring it to class and eat.
Steak and eggs.
Yeah, right.
Big thing.
I don't think it's.
And on the other spectrum, I've also got my daughter started today. She started her first day of 7th grade, and it's like, holy fuck, my daughter is now like an adult. It's weird. But
what grade is she in?
7th.
7th. Wow.
Yeah.
I got you beat, but that's okay.
No, that's all right. Again.
Whoa! I got you all beat.
Sure.
Yeah, you had to raise Jay.
That's true. That's true. What's funny, he sent a video that we filmed back in when he was 7, and Kayla was like a little over 1, and Heather was 2.5 or something like whatever it was. And it was weird how you could see a lot of Zach in Jay. Everything he did, his whiny little voice, his getting just everything he did was like. I go, oh my God, that is because they run alike too. They both have this embarrassing run, and so they run. But it's like, oh my God! And then you can see Heather, you can see Ava, and then Kayla, the youngest one. You can see the kid that's staying here with us right now. And it's that goofy, even though he had a lot more energy. He's a lot more. Kayla never moved. This kid's all over the place. He's running. We went to this city barbecue today, and there was no one inside at the time except one lady's walking out. He's like, hi. He likes to say hi to everybody. He's running, and then he's running around the store. Then he tried to go in the back. So I grabbed him. Like Cindy was ordering, found a high chair, put it in, and locked him in the high chair. I said, don't your parents tell you no?
No.
My kids never did that.
Sure.
No, they did not do that.
My son is becoming one of those rebellious youths, and
At 5,
I never did that shit either because if I ever stepped out of line, my dad would have put me right back in.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I always tell my kids, I'd be picking up my head across the room if I did something like that.
Sometimes my son, sometimes I'm like I kind of wish he'd push a little bit more, but then when he does, I'm like, yeah, you're
fuck
good.
you, kid.
So he's like Manny from Modern Family.
He has some aspects where he's like he can be very like he can be high society like Manny sometimes, like, or like he'll wear a fedora sometimes, like that's his like weird like kind of like he likes the he has like this like finer things like in life kind of like attitude about some things, and yet
do something bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of that's exactly that. It's like Gloria trying to push her son to do something bad. But no, it's fun to watch him go through different things. I mean, but my daughter though being 17 and a senior now, like it's all like,
and she's already looking at college, as you said, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, but
that's gonna be hard.
Where's she looking?
Well, right now she's really looking at IU. So, and she's kind of on the fence about going to Bloomington because she'd be away from us. She'd be away from us through the week. I think she'd want to come home on the weekends or whatever, but she'd still be an hour.
They always say that at the beginning.
Yeah, they do. There are certain things that are funny though, as a parent, where you're both at some point you're kind of like, no, I don't want you to leave, and then other times you're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, shut up. You don't know shit. You need to get out there and learn this shit on your own. So it's a dance.
Yep. It's tough. It's because it's tough seeing them go, when they drive away and you're like, then they come back on the week. They would come back on the weekends. You'd be like, oh my God, just can't you stay there? I know we went.
Randy, what the fuck are you talking about, Randy?
So Randy in the chat, by the way, has said West Nile virus curfew in nearby town of Chris.
Not West Nile, but maybe Triple E.
Which you've had that there before in the past, I remember.
Where you live now? Aren't they dropping a bunch of mosquitoes? Didn't they do that?
They drop them.
They spray with they do flyover sprays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like that when they did it in San Diego when I was living there. I go, is this healthy?
Yeah.
Stay in the house. It's not like it doesn't stick on stuff.
They wouldn't even like announce it, but in town they would have like a truck that would just come by and you'd hear it just kind of it's just like spraying as it goes, and as soon as you hear it you're like, let's get inside for a little bit, so but
Ours was helicopters. So,
As
Oh wow! Somebody in New Hampshire actually just died today.
Oh wow!
That's not good.
Of the Triple E or Westville?
Triple E.
Oh,
no bueno.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's so much if it's a thing or if it's I guess it's a thing. I mean, there's like anytime there's any type of increased percentage of a chance of getting it, I guess it's a thing. But yeah, Eastern equine encephalitis is the disease, which is passed through mosquitoes. I actually get my property sprayed like every 3 weeks. Mosquitoes and ticks.
I haven't seen ticks in a while since they tore out the woods and there's no deer here anymore.
As much as I love TikTok,
good one.
Thanks. Sherry in the chat says, when both of our kids were in college, I remember my husband saying, "Are we supposed to be sad they're gone?" He said, "I'm really enjoying reconnecting with you," and I would agree, Sherry. There is a.
But wait, did Sherry say she was?
That's true. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it takes both to reconnect, right?
Yeah, it does.
He can say, "I'm really happy to reconnect with you," and she goes, "Okay, thanks."
Sure. No, I get that for sure. I mean, that's why, like, we often go on these little, albeit short trips. Like this one we're going on tomorrow is like, no kids. We're getting out.
You gotta have those times to reconnect.
We're definitely going with friends, but it's like we also get that time to just do our thing.
Waking up in a hotel or
we got an Airbnb.
Okay, but waking up in a place with no kids waking you up.
Oh my goodness,
that's half. That's half of it.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's gotten to the point now where my son's like, "Okay, so you and mom gonna go on a vacation? What concert you seeing, Dad?" He gets it.
What else you doing, Dad?
Yeah, right. Well, drugs, son.
I've seen your porn on your computer.
Well, and at some point, they're going to be wanting to go with you.
You know what? And I'm actually looking forward to that. I really am. Like, I got to take Emma to Niall Horan this summer, and like it was so fun to see her like in her element doing the things that we like to do, which is kind of cool. She had an absolute blast, and she has kind of like that fever for for live music, which is so much part of what my wife and I are all about. So
does
cool
she also have a fever for
more cowbell,
or
a bit, perhaps maybe even a break?
Ooh, that sounds good.
I just typed it. The private chat.
Oh, nice.
All right, so
old producer habit. Sorry,
I totally get you. So last week we recorded on Wednesday because I had to go to a concert and the whole family went. One of those rare treats where we're out much later than what we're usually out with the kids, and so it's a late night as they get back in bed by like 11 or something. That is not the case for us most nights, but they had a great time. We all had a great time. It was such a nice concert, very chill, very very cool. It was nice. It was a great experience.
The one guy, right? He does
Iron and White. Well, he has a whole group of musicians that play.
Oh,
with
okay.
him.
I thought it was just
so. And then like, and I'm sure Chris is familiar with this. Like when you go see, not Jack would not be familiar with this, but Chris would. When you go see bands, they always have like some kind of projection in the background or like some kind of cool, like, on stage, theatrics. So for his, there's this group, and they kind of project live silhouettes as he was playing. So they were like these very sometimes detailed like art pieces, and other times like just these like really cool shadow puppet kind of things that they were doing with cutouts. And it was just very artistic and cool and right in our vein. It was just like, because sometimes you'd just be fascinated by that, and then other times you'd come back to the band and what they were playing. So but great night though. And Chris, I just was thinking about that with your kids, and I know that you've been out with your daughter, but just like the family kind of unit going out, like it's its own thing too.
Yeah, and Jackson's getting he's still super young, so it's kind of tough to get him.
Well, especially the noise too. Like some bands are louder than others, so let's see what is this where you're going to be seeing your concert?
This is where I'll be for 3 nights. Yeah, I mean, I'm not staying there, but you can. There's actually campgrounds there too. But this is the venue of which I'll be seeing.
This is for the Gorge there.
This is the Gorge.
You've done this before, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we went 3 years ago.
Okay.
This is along the Columbia River, I take it. Right?
It is. Yeah. So it's kind of like one of those things where, this is cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is
cool.
the Gorge.
This is why you join us live,
Yeah. So right now, for those not live, those at home, this is kind of like a flyover drone style footage of the Gorge Amphitheater.
Are you on the grass or are you down below?
No, we have this year. We just got lawn seats because it's just fucking amazing. So we're doing the lawn this year. We did seats for one of the nights. It's 3 nights for the concert. We did one night in the seats last year. So it was cool.
Different performers.
So it's Dave Matthews all 3 nights. But they have different openers every night.
Okay.
And it's a big deal for the Dave Matthews hardcore fans. They call it Labor Dave weekend. But no, it's a really incredible like venue. The thing is, like with the seats though, it's one of those things where it's like once the sun goes down, that concert venue is like any other concert venue because you can't see anything behind. Because that's just there's nothing there. That's just like a ravine in the Columbia River.
Yeah.
So there's no like lights or anything like that. So you can't actually see the scenery after the sun goes down and it goes dark. So it doesn't matter where you sit really, as far as like the ambiance. But that first step that you take over the ridge when you get from like the concourse area to the venue, like it's so cool to watch. Like I remember my first time going, I looked down and see my buddy who's been here before, like looking back and like, watching us, like kind of get our first view of it. And then like my wife just started crying. Like it's one of those things, And then so like in night 2, I was the guy that got to go there and stop and turn around and just watch people experience it for the first time. And it's fucking amazing. Like you can't top the view, the scenery.
It looks amazing.
Like and the videos and the pictures don't do it justice. You gotta like live it. You have to be there. And it's just something, I'm excited that we get to go back. I didn't think I was going to get to go back, but we just said, hey, let's just go. So that's what we're doing tomorrow morning, heading out.
Well, the Pacific Northwest is one of my favorite areas. So it's just very, very beautiful.
It's just a long day of travel. I mean, I got to fly, 6.5 hours and then drive like an hour and 45 minutes after that. But
yeah, and you're traveling
to get there, it'd be great.
You're traveling, going west. You get to go that back in time kind of route, So it's a little easier because you're gaining time. It's when you come home that you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
But it does suck.
Yeah. Sounds great though. So hope you had a good time.
Wait. I'd be okay. Miami Mike asked if I would be okay. How would you say, Jack, if you had to do Dave Matthews 3 nights in a row? I go, as long as there's alcohol, I'm good.
There you go. It's funny. Like it's an interesting camp of people who are like the anti Dave Matthews group. Like I get it. There's a lot of people.
I'm not anti Dave Matthews.
I'm not saying you are, but like I'm not like a diehard Dave Matthews fan. I like Dave Matthews. I really do. You're not gonna find a much better live performance like than these guys. They're fucking amazing. Like they're absolutely incredible live.
And by the way, like the Instagram that I sent you was not to shit on Dave Matthews Band.
Which one was it?
I sent you an Insta reel about the anniversary of Dave Matthews.
Yeah, that's so good. Well,
jumping.
That's Dave Matthews shitting on others.
Yes. Thank you. Well, and it was cool because it's Kroll. What's his first name?
Mike, that was the worst joke
Steve
you
Kroll?
ever told.
No,
ever. By the way,
Dave Kroll.
No, he's in the league, and
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's him that's actually doing it, and he's walking through Chicago, and he's talking about the incident in which Dave Matthews' bus dumped a bunch of their sewage from their tour bus into the river there. So Nick Kroll,
On
thank you.
people.
Of course,
But
Treese
on
would have it.
people, like
On people too. Yeah.
yeah, people
Yeah,
got
not-
fucking shit on.
Oh, this is a real thing. It's not a
Yeah,
joke.
no, this
yeah.
happened. This happened like, I
Oh,
don't know,
okay.
like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, at least yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Like whoever was in charge of the tour bus didn't put too much thought into where they're emptying their.
Hey, sometimes shit happens, right? So you just
Yeah.
do what you gotta do.
But there are people
Shit
under the
and pee.
bridge.
Yeah, I get that. It's like, bring an umbrella or something. I don't know.
Don't be a troll. Why are you
got
under a
shitstorm
bridge?
coming
Yeah.
in. Bring your umbrellas.
Were people living under the bridge?
No,
I think they
it
were
was just
passing
security.
by on a
Yeah.
boat too.
Oh, 20th anniversary.
Oh, it's 20 years.
20.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh,
Damn.
way to make me. Well, again, Treese with the knowledge.
Well, what lawsuits? I'm guessing.
I don't.
Oh, I
I
have no
don't
idea.
know. I don't think. I'm not. I mean, maybe the
Someone
city of
dumped shit on you.
Chicago's-
There's no lawsuit.
Well, perhaps maybe the city of Chicago. Fine. I don't know. So,
Oh, interesting. Matt K says that Bert Kreischer says there's a rumor that they were covering for Linkin Park when they were still up and coming.
huh?
That's
Interesting.
They-
Interesting.
the bullet for Linkin Park.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
It's a solid thing to do.
Bert Kreischer would know. I don't know.
Bert Kreischer.
The machine.
Kreischer.
Well,
I'm surprised that
I'm gonna
dude's still
take Matt.
alive.
What's that?
Who? Matt Kirscher. Bert
Brett-
Kirscher.
Bert Kirscher?
Bert
Kreischer.
Kreischer.
Kreischer? Come on down to Kreischer's Autos, where I'm going to get you the best deal on a Chrysler. I'm not an authorized Chrysler dealer, but I'll get you in a Chrysler for if my name's not Chrysler. Oh, sorry.
You sold me. I ran to buy a car.
Wait, this does remind me. Okay, so this is kind of funny. I recently I have stacks of CDs. I was going through an old box of, because at one point in time, this was like kind of how you stored data. You're just like, oh, I got to get shit off my computer. I'll just burn a disk. So I have a lot of old photos and, DVDs or whatever. And I stumbled across this DVD that a friend had made, not that kind. And it was of me. It was of
Matt does
me.
a porno.
No, not that. But it's me kind of riffing on all of these different things, and I put it in, and it was also like slightly embarrassing looking at me, like doing this shtick. But my son loved it. He thought it was hilarious. And it kind of warmed my heart that he actually. I don't know if it's because I cussed so many times.
Well, you had real potty mouth, is what you're saying.
Maybe you should release it as a little bonus for our patrons.
Oh, that would be good. That would be something. It's a video of me actually talking about this art building that we were leaving from as a business. So
Maybe you shouldn't do it though.
Wait, man, it's fine. It is what it is. So, but at
So
some
you're
point,
cussing about art or the building?
just all sorts of different things.
Talking about Patty Duke?
I'm all sorts of different things. I'm just kind of
Wait, Patty Duke or her cousin?
At some point we go into the basement and I'm like,
Nancy Reagan.
we're like investigating this basement and I say something like, oh, did you hear about the ghost story? Yeah, there's a woman that put a kid in this closet over here and then just left him down here or something. And the guy that's filming me, this is my buddy that I worked with, his expression was so good because you never see him. He just goes, really? It's just,
is that a fact?
You just hear so much contempt in his voice. It's just perfect. So it's like everything that I'm saying could be bullshit, but like his really is what sets it off. So, but
Man, put that back on.
That's too funny. I told you about Frosted Flakes last week. Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
no. Mm-hmm.
Now she's addicted to them.
Whoa, shit. Oh,
She's
no.
got to have them every morning.
Are you sure that's sugar and not cocaine?
It could be. I don't know. Whatever makes her happy. But the other day, I'm outside working outside and sweating like a pig.
And she's just like, they're great.
But she came to me. She says, "Do these taste weird?" And I go, "Well, they're cornflakes. How are they supposed to taste?" Well, I tasted. The milk was sour.
Oh.
And the milk the milk
That's gross.
doesn't expire till the 30th of August.
What?
So I don't know what happened with the milk. Maybe it's mislabeled or something like that. I go, oh my God. I go, that's because Ava, my granddaughter, like 2 days earlier, I gave her Fruity Pebbles and she goes, this doesn't taste good. I go, it's the same one you had yet. So I'm arguing with her. It's the same one because she's a pain in the ass. They're all a pain. You know, you were talking about making lunches. They're all a pain in the ass to feed. Every single one of them.
Do you guys drink milk?
I will once in a while.
Shut up, kid.
I remember being lied to as a child of the 80s.
Yeah.
By a big milk industry.
Yeah, get your bones.
Us all to think that we were supposed to drink to not have brittle bones.
Hey, yeah. Living in this, growing up in the 60s.
It's all bullshit.
They literally brought the cow to you.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I oat milk. I drink oat milk actually. So, but it's not like I'm going to drink the oat milk. It's like what goes in my coffee. It's like
I can't drink it just with. I've got to be eating cookies or something.
It's kind of weird though that we drink.
As a kid, though, I drank
milk
it
from
a lot.
Oh, I know.
Like
as a kid,
I'd crush a gallon of milk.
I would crush a box of Fruity Pebbles probably in a day. Like,
so there it is. There's the use case for milk, right? So like we also don't eat a lot of cereal in this house. I mean, I think I've had the same cereal in like my airtight container for probably 4 months.
Isn't that weird? I mean, like I was like a cereal-aholic. Like I could burn.
You should say serial killer.
Cereal. I did kill some cereal boxes.
Serial killer for a while.
Cereal.
How do you and Dan get along?
I'm like a chocoholic except for cereal killing. No, I'm just I recognize like what you're talking about though, because right now in our house, like granola, sometimes the kids are like, but they like peanut butter or chocolate chip granola. It's like they don't want it's not like
earthy, crunchy shit.
No, it's not like that. It's like give me half like what we were talking about last week. Just pour some sugar on this granola to make it palpable.
Right.
Def Leppard had it right, man.
Pour some sugar on me. Sherry in the chat, and I feel like I keep missing all of Sherry's comments here. If milk gets delivered and they don't put it away in the cooler right away, it can turn before it's time. I used to do
turn back time.
She used to. Oh, I used to go to a grocery. I thought she said I used to do a grocery store. I'm sorry. Sure. Store in Indiana.
That was in Dallas.
That did that every once in a while. And yes, I concur. I've seen it. Some like look for a milk carton if it's blown. If it looks like it's pregnant, don't. It's most likely spoiled or it's sat out and it's it's like skunk and beer.
We usually get stuff that's not real. It's I don't know. So I don't know what it is. It lasts for like 2 to 3 months.
Oh,
non-homogenized,
whatever it is. But I just happened to pick it up. So I say, hey, we need milk, and I saw it, and I picked it up. But like I said,
you're anti-homogenized. Chris looked at me like, "Don't fucking say it."
But then last night, we already had a box of fruit, Frosted Flakes open, right?
Yeah.
And so she takes the new box because we had to get a new box, and she goes, "Well, I want it." I go, I guess she ripped it back, and they just went all over the floor, all over the stuff. This is like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I go, "Well, why didn't you just use?" She goes, "I wanted fresh ones." I go, "Well, they're all the same." I go, "This box is only a week older than the other box." I go, "Now you destroyed the box." And then she put it in a plastic bag, a big plastic bag, filled it up, and then shoved it back in the box. I go, at this point, why are you shoving it back in the box? Because it's in the plastic
I want my frosted crumbs now.
She just goes, I don't know, I was tired. And I said, okay, but it doesn't make sense. But
you're painting this picture of your wife like she's a cereal addict now. Like she's got to have it fresh.
It had to be fresh. It's like, I think we talked about before. I'm sure your kids do the same thing, but our grandkids, they get hooked up like Oops berries. I finally, because it was hard to find them, a couple stores didn't have them. Okay, I found them. We got Oats berries now. Nobody wants them. They want Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, Jesus.
God, you
That's
kids
how it
drive me
goes.
crazy.
Fruity Pebbles might be one of the best cereals, though. If you think about it, because
I think I ate them once and was like,
No.
like they're a great topping on ice cream.
Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles neck and neck right there. Like
I'm not a Pebbles person. Like
my only beef with Fruity Pebbles or even Cocoa Pebbles, I do have a beef.
Oh, let's hear
that if you don't immediately remove every single pebble from the inside of your bowl as you put it in the sink or whatever.
Yep.
That shit turns into a glue that could fucking put together a goddamn space shuttle.
Again, like that's why I don't eat them.
Like it makes sense.
You could do a legit sandpaper with this shit. Like just put it on a piece of paper, and then you could use that as sandpaper. And
it's wild. Yeah. Like the adhesion it's amazing. Like it's something that ought to be studied. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Because I to say,
but before you get to that the adhering qualities of a Fruity Pebble,
before
it's pretty fucking amazing, and I love Fruity Pebbles. If you haven't tried it, put them on your frozen yogurt or your ice cream as a topping, and it's just
a lot of those ice cream places, they have that as a choice
because they're fucking smart, Jack. That's why they have it, because it's awesome.
Yeah, but what happens when it gets inside your system,
dude?
No one cares.
No one cares.
I mean, is it like eating sunflowers? Like, if you eat sunflower seeds whole when they come out, it can be like razor blades coming out because
they can.
Okay. Now, can Fruity Pebbles do the same thing?
I've never had Revenge of the Butthole from Fruity Pebbles.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
So just Crispies versus Cocoa Puffs.
Randy in the chat says Cocoa Krispies versus Cocoa Puffs. That's a fucking toss up.
Cocoa Puffs has this distinct flavor that's like almost like a different kind of cocoa that I go cuckoo for. Okay. Cocoa Krispies. Might as well just get the better alternative by Post. Sorry to say, Kellogg's, because I'm a Kellogg's fan. Which is Cocoa Pebbles, right? Cocoa Pebbles better than Cocoa Rice Krispies.
I'm a little up. I don't know. Cocoa Krispies.
Cocoa Krispies. Maybe it's been a while since I've had.
Do they talk when you add milk? I
snap, crackle, and pop like a motherfucker. But like
really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So they still pop.
They still pop and they snap and they crackle. No doubt about that. But Cocoa Pebbles versus Cocoa Krispies is a stronger. Cocoa Puffs is not in the conversation.
Cocoa Puffs is the bird, right? The bird.
I think Cocoa Puffs is its own thing, but it has a specific flavor, and you don't dare shit on it.
Yeah, you don't, but it's not the same.
It's been a while since I've had either one.
It's not going to stand up. It's not a number one seed. Okay, it's not going the whole way.
Now, regardless if you're going Cocoa Krispies or if you're going Cocoa Pebbles, there is still the excellent byproduct of chocolate milk that ensues.
That's what we're here for.
You know.
Wait, it turns to chocolate milk. You don't.
Oh yeah, because when you're done, your milk is chocolate milk, and you just slurp that thing up.
I feel like both the Pebbles and the Krispies get there though. You get the chocolate
too. Man, I'm gonna have to try this again.
By the way, Jack,
it's probably been 30 years since I've had either of them.
By the way, Jack, I'm just thinking about you and Cindy, and maybe you have to just buy those little mini packs.
Yeah,
that's what I usually
do.
So that she can always get a freshie.
You know,
I like to call it a freshie.
Okay,
so my wife says I shouldn't call it that.
Those things are expensive, though.
I think it's kind of fun.
So here's another tangent here. This is where the gummies kicked in now. So here I'm going off on a tangent.
We're here for it. This was going to be an hour show.
Now usually, I know I gotta get up early.
Okay.
But now that we're talking,
usually when you're thinking about like, if you're grocery shopping and you maybe you're budget conscious, right? Maybe you're looking at the store brand or the off brand. to purchase something. Yeah, you can get an off-brand pasta, you can get off-brand whatever, right? You can get the off-brand shit, and 9 times out of 10, it's no big deal. It's a fucking big deal when it comes to cereal, though. You can't settle for off-brand cereal if you want to get the best experience possible. I remember as a child, I remember getting off-brand cereal a lot and like resenting my parents for it. So much so that I will never do that to my kids.
And parents, you know, come on. Because when you go and you buy alcohol, are you going for the off-brand? Or are you going for, come on.
The cereal's like, because Cindy and I, years ago when the kids were younger, we used to put cereal in like a Tupperware, type thing.
Oh, sure.
And I forget the cereal. I go, this is like $3 cheaper. And this is years ago.
Yeah, and
I go, they'll never even know. And Cindy goes, down now. I go, instantly. So I took it, cut it, put it in the thing before they even knew. All three of them went, this is terrible. I go, yeah. What are you talking about?
Because it's funny because so much of like the store brand or the off brand stuff is so much of it is actually the same thing, just repackaged.
Yeah,
not cereal.
When the kids were, they used to go and spend Saturdays with my dad. He got them Hydrox cookies, not Oreos.
Fuck Hydrox. Although they're the original.
They are the original,
but they're fucking terrible.
They are the OG.
And they went, and he goes, don't you guys want the Oreo cookies? And I don't know who it was. They said, those are Hydrox, Papa. And then they didn't get Cheez-Its one time. He got the Better Cheddars. Is that what they are?
So Better Cheddars are a completely different experience, although I do like them.
I think it was, but either way, they didn't like those either. I'm telling you, Dad, you can't slip by them. They think they live in a castle somewhere. We had this rule at our house growing up. It's the old rule. It's on your plate. Fucking eat it.
Yeah. Don't leave the table.
I don't like Hydrox. And they go, oh, yeah?
I didn't mind Hydrox actually as much. But the Oreos that I just recently had, though, I had some of the new Star Wars ones.
Yeah, they're Oreos with food coloring.
Right, exactly. but it is cool, though, on the Oreo wafer itself, they've put in different characters.
Yeah.
So which I didn't know. Like at first I was like, oh, hey, let's get a package of these. And they were light side
or you dark side?
They were light side ones.
Oh, you can't choose.
You
open
up.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't.
Oh,
they
can't?
just, no,
it's
you
like,
just,
it's
you
like
pick
a box
them up.
Of chocolate.
Yeah.
I
opened
it up
a dark side surprise.
Ooh. And what were they dark side characters?
Because on Darth Vader on mine.
Because I think on the light side ones,
like?
they're all light side characters. So
they're exactly the same.
It's just the gimmick, the Star Wars.
It's just
packaging.
I've looked at them. I go, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the funnest part was when I discovered the character thing. Like, because I mean, yeah, sure, the inside's different color with food coloring, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
have they stopped with the different Oreo flavors?
No, I was just gonna say they have not stopped with all the crazy fucking flavors.
Do they have a Frosted Flakes Oreos?
Ooh, that sounds good.
I will say though,
could be done.
A couple of years back, I don't know, maybe a little more than a couple, but when they came out with the Trolls Oreo cookies that had Pop Rocks inside the cream filling.
What?
Oh, yeah.
They were fucking awesome.
Huh.
They were really good.
That's some next level shit there.
Yeah.
So,
when I was a kid, there was a rumor going around that kids were dying from Pop Rocks.
Oh.
What's it called? An urban legend type thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you can't eat those anymore. They're dying. I go,
full of shit.
But that's what they told you. But Randy said trying slipping Cindy some off-brand Frosted Flakes. No,
Is pumpkin
life
spice
is
still
tough
a thing?
enough.
Do we need more pumpkin spice in the world? Is it like
I don't like pumpkin
Jack,
spice.
which would fare worse?
Priest, thank you though.
Number one, giving your
Makes
wife,
sense.
unbeknownst to her, off-branded Frosted Flakes, or the continuation of you busting her chops on how she opens up packages.
I think giving her the off-brand.
Yeah. Fair.
Because she knows I'm a jerk, so it's
Yeah,
part of the
it's
deal.
established, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I just felt like, why don't you just take the scissors?
Was it
Cut the top off.
Matt K is saying the Star Wars cream are gritty as Pop Rocks. I don't remember them being gritty.
No,
maybe you got a different brand. You got the
maybe yours are past expiration date.
It sounds like you got the Scum and Villainy version.
Maybe there is a version that are, I don't know, but the ones that I had were just straight up Oreos. They were just red.
They didn't pop in my mouth. There was no more. It's just so. But I did do the double stuff though. I had to like take two.
I mean,
obviously, I'll eat them, but I like the single stuff. I don't need the double.
Right back here is our new cat. I just want to show off our.
What up, Meowsers?
If you notice, this cat looks a lot like Meowsers. I don't know if
that's a new one, right?
But that's our new cat. It's more of a faded. I don't know where Meowsers at. They've been getting along.
Fucking watch out! They'll jump out and fuck you up. I don't know where he is.
Well, this guy got me. It was the first week. It was still like the first couple of days we had him inside, and he was just kind of. I had him on my lap, and he was snoozing or whatever. And my son just came over and put his hand on him, and he just jumped. All of those claws went out all over my chest, so it was just ripped up. I like lifted up my shirt, and it was just blood.
So really, it was the cat. It was a cat, honey.
Yeah. No, she was the one that saw it and was just like, "You need to put stuff on that." But anyway,
stop going to that masseuse.
he's a sweetheart though, that cat. But one of my all-time favorite cats growing up followed me everywhere. I loved this cat. I had named it Double Stuff. It was more white than black. And we had another one called Oreo. And Double Stuff, R.I.P., was a beautiful cat. Lived a short life. So, but
was it quality of life though?
It was good. It was on a farm. Got hit by a car. So
a womp.
Yeah, farm living though,
Farm living is a life for me.
You know what else is farm living? Going out to the West Coast.
Yes.
Getting to see, yeah. So you'll be back next week though. So
I will.
Right? Yeah. And perhaps Chris or Nick.
Nick.
What? Nick's not here?
No.
Huh. So weird. Nick will be back next week.
I'd still like to have his mom on the show.
I don't know why he didn't just be like, "Hey, mom, let's go on this show and meet the guys." Like, So he'll have notes. Nick should be back next week joining us. So we are going to keep this one a little bit shorter than usual. I feel like I could talk about 5 more things, but instead, we're going to thank some patrons that make this show possible. Specifically, and we have no email, by the way. But if you want to send us an email, send it to rcadcast@gmail.com. Back to those patrons that make this show possible. Joanne with the plan, Ed the creepy poopy letter carrier, but I don't really think you're that creepy. Maggie the magnificent, and Eckhart. No reason. I just put you last this week. So love you all. Thanks for making this show possible. Thank everyone in the chat. Randy, Sherry, Miami Mike, Matt K, Treast, if I didn't mention you already. Thank you everybody that joined us live. We do appreciate it. And we'll be back next week, probably on Thursday. So, but post it in the Facebook group. So is that everything? Did I do it?
So.
Did I do a good job?
Always do a good job, Matt.
Do I get a cookie?
Cookie if you're